Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. It is Wednesday, a beautiful beginnings time, and we've got a brilliant hour lined up for you. Slightly different now on Wednesdays. As of last week, we have an hour-long beautiful beginning show for you. Then we have a quick pause, and then we come back with the Crafty Catch-Up, which is a half-hour, bit of a one-on-one situation, bit of a chinwag. Tonight, a little bit of a demo as well. So Debbie's going to be in on that show. Obviously, I was with you last week. We did some deals, and we did a little quiz last week, didn't we, which was quite fun. But tonight, a little demo with Debbie from 6 through till 6:30. So over the course of this hour, back to basics, really, with some fantastic collections for you. This is the show as well, by the way. If you are new, if you're one of our newer viewers, you can ask any question you like. And I say that, but I mean, you can ask any question you like at any time. But if you kind of worry in the other shows thinking, oh, my question's a little bit too simple or whatever, this is the show where we go back to basics. There is no silly questions. The show where I, beginnery crafter, likes to have a bit of a go now and again. I have a play along as well. I always look forward to a beautiful beginning within beautiful beginnings. So tonight, in the hour show, we've got lots actually on the show. Tiny Treasures collection on the show. We've got the embossing folders, which are back. Well, I say they're back. Those amazing 3D embossing folders that we had. We've got a selection of them available for you in a beginner's kit. Hero tools on the website for you as well. And loads more besides, including gilding wax, Duet Ink pads, tape pens and more. Before we say a few hello to those of you on the socials, let's say hello to the lovely lady who is with me over the other side of the studio, who is, well, going to be taking me through a little bit of a experience, shall we say, over the course of this show. It is the one and only Debbie Fisher. How are you, Fish?
I'm really good. We've had a super busy day, super good day as well. It's been really fun today. We've had a lot of laughs today, that's for sure. Some through my own slip-ups, but there you go. But yeah, it's been really fabulous. And I do love Beautiful Beginnings because it's just that. It's sort of, if it's the beginning of your crafting journey, it's the perfect show just to have a sort of dabble and see what's what. But what I love about tonight's show, Ben, is the fact that embossing was one of the first crafts that got me into this sort of paper crafting. Yeah, when embossing folders started coming out. So I used to have, not even embossing folders, I used to have a roller, like a two-piece roller, and you used to put your card through it and roll it, and your card used to go through and just slightly emboss it. So it's I don't even think they even make things like that anymore. But it's a perfect way for a beginner to get a really cool background with not having to do much else. I mean, you can just put a sentiment on it, which is what we're going to do tonight. Use some ink pads or whatever colouring medium that you've got in your stash. So we're going to keep it super easy, but it's going to look stunning, and it will make you the crafter that you're aspiring to be, or a crafter that you didn't even know you was.
I've got the embossing folder I wanted, says Ash Cambo. Which folder was it? Becky is on the socials tonight. Hello, Becky. Hello, Steve and Nicole, saying good evening, Ben and Debbie. Sparkly Sue says hello. Zoe Carver says good evening from West Sussex. And Barbara R says hello from Indiana. Faye Smith joins us as well, saying hi. Jane Adams is with us, saying good morning, everyone, from a sunny and warm Las Vegas. And Zoe Carver says, hey, Ben, I've just been watching you on Tipping Point. Drop Zone 2, please, Ben. I'd love to do that show. I reckon I could do that.
You are so alike, though, aren't you?
I don't know.
I wonder if you went side by side, if you would look that much alike. I think actually it's not even though you've got similarities, I think like your hair and the structure of your face, I think you're all very similar. You've got quite chiselled looks. I think it's your personalities are very similar. Your mannerisms, very, very similar, yes.
I mean, listen, if you're watching, I know he is a Platinum member, Ben, if you're watching and you want to swap for the day, we'll swap salaries as well, obviously, for the day. I could come and do, what does he do?
This morning now.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come and do this morning. You can come and do Wake Up Call, and then you can come and do Beautiful Beginnings next week, and I'll do Tipping Point. If you're watching, let me know. Karen says, embossing is my favourite too. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Ash, who says Beautiful Beginnings has to be my favourite show. And Lynn says, hi again, Ben, Debbie, and the amazing team, the wonderful social superstar, Becky, and everyone. Plenty on this show, as I say, we won't get through all in the hour, so shop the show, shop the day for everything. The 3D embossing folder beginner kit is these amazing embossing folders folders that we had a few weeks back now. The most detailed 3D embossing folders that I think you'll ever see in the world. We haven't got them all in the bundle for you, but what we've done is we've popped 3 of these together. I think 3 of the most popular ones. This carved wood sold out originally. We have got it back. The level of detail in this, I mean in all of them, but particularly this one, Debbie, is incredible. There's 3D and then there's like, what was Sarah calling these? 3D plus.
It's the sculptured effect, isn't it? To get that a level of sculpture in a piece of card, because let's face it, that's what it is, but it looks absolutely stunning. I love embossing. I don't think you can beat it.
You've got your cable knit included in here as well,
that too.
Which again is absolutely stunning. The detail and that level of emboss on that folder
that would look lovely with the little cat edgeable that we had on yesterday.
It would, wouldn't it? And then you've also got this one, which was uber popular, your lace doily as well. So you get those, plus we're going to give you 2 of our ink pads as well. So great for doing your blending and your, obviously, water techniques with. We're going to give you the crushed velvet in the water reactive. And then also, she's back. Woo. Jade, she's a bit frosty. £20 or $28 for that little bundle there. Have you got some finished samples?
I certainly have, yes. It's what showcases them so well. And don't worry if you think they're all too difficult for you. There is, honestly, they're so simple to do. So embossing, colouring in with alcohol pens is a really popular choice with your embossing folders and makes them look stunning. That is incredible. Using gems on there, just a simple sentiment. What about just rubbing some inks over the surface of them and creating this sort of card? I think that is absolutely stunning. I love that one. This is one of my favourites, favourite embossing folders. I think this jewelled embossing folder is absolutely stunning. It's the one I use in the background for my granddaughter's birthday card as well. It's just a beautiful, beautiful. I've never seen an embossing folder like that before. Love this one as well. So if you want something totally different and you like your mandalas, that's a lovely one to have. And I really like this. I mean, that is some painstaking die cutting there, or cutting out.
Done there?
It's the wall. So it's the wall, and they've put the holes in the wall as if it's been knitted. Who's done this one? Carol Lorriman has done
brilliant.
that. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful. So not only have you got that sort of knitwear design, she's almost used it as a trellis, and I think it's very clever. I love that one. Love this as well because it's actually something we don't think about doing, and that's embossing onto darker cardstock and then using our ink pads over the embossing. So that looks really cool. I mean, look at this, absolutely stunning. And that's in fact, me and Ben are going to be using this embossing folder in the next demo. Love this as well, so using gilding wax on the top. Another one of the knitted ones. Oh, and we've got the card. I made this on air as well when we showed them a couple of weeks ago, and it's literally just a case of colouring them in with your alcohol markers. So yeah, loads and loads of things that you can do with them. What a fabulous price that is tonight as well, Ben.
Yeah, it's a great kind of price to dip your toe in the water and try these for the first time. 3 embossing folders, and then of course those 2 ink pads included as well. The carved wood, of course, is the one that Ash got. It was the most popular when we launched this collection. You said I've been keeping an eye out for its return. Yay, more crafty fun with you all, says Laurie Barnett. Hi to Christine who joins us. Sherlan Telsford is with us as well. And Rebecca Dancer says hello to Ben and Debbie. So we're going to get our craft on, and I've been told I'm going to be making a card along with Debbie. So stand by. Oh, wait there. Wait there.
Going to get his pinny on.
Pinny. Get that on there. Never can be too careful, can you?
You can never. No, not at all. So that means you're really the business, aren't you?
If this goes on, you know, some people like roll their sleeves up. Not me. I put my pinny on. if I put my pinny on, you know, I mean business. I'm ready, Debbie. I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Right, now, I've got a piece of cardstock. Now, my piece of cardstock is just over, it's actually 4.5 by 6.5. So Ben's going to cut his to size. Now, I'm using Duet ink pads. What ink pads are you going to be using, Ben?
I've got Duets as well.
Oh, you've got Duets as well. Perfect. So I've got, and actually, Duets are on the show. Are they on the show?
They're on the show.
Earlier? They were on the last show, so they're on the shop the day, so you'll be able to get them. I'm using the Raspberry Ripple, Soft Heather, Waterfall, Spring Buds, the Lemon Meringue,
What was that?
It is lemon meringue.
Lemon meringue.
And sunrise glow. So they're the colours we're using. So quite a few different colours. Now I am using my brushes, and I think these are out of stock, so I do apologise because I don't think we've got them in. Oh, are they?
They were back in stock. They might have gone out again.
Back in stock then. No, they might. I looked last week and they wasn't.
Well, they might have got. They were in stock.
We might have got more in because
they are gone, are they?
See, they go. You have to grab them when they're in. So apologies that they're not here, but I do love using them, and you get a really nice lay down of colour. Now, I've got a couple of ones here. I'm not going to change too much with my brushes,
right.
But what I have got, and this is what I was doing earlier, I've got a piece of card beside me. You'll have a spare bit of card.
Yeah.
When you finish with your colour, rub that colour onto your cardstock,
right.
And then it gets most of the colour
off.
Oh
yes, I remember you saying that before.
Yeah, so it's a really good way of doing it, and you then get a build-up of colour on your cardstock as well. So all I'm going to do is do circular motions and pick up that pink in the card.
So I've got rosy apple, waterfall and lemon meringue.
Yeah, you can use whatever colours you want to.
Shall I go for the rosy apple then?
Yes, and what I would say, Ben, is be mindful of your colours. What you don't want to do is put any of those brushes in your lemon, because you're just contaminate.
Okay.
So use a different brush for that one.
The lemon, right.
Yes. So, and I'm going to do the same with the lemon as well. So all I'm going to do is that first colour. So how many colours are you using?
I've got 3 here.
Oh, you've only got 3. I'm being greedy. I've got about 5, I think. So I wanted to build up my colour because what I want to create is almost like a rainbow design.
Okay.
So just popping that pink on. And all you'll do with yours, Ben, is just put more on at a time.
Yeah.
So what I'd say, instead of tapping, put your brush on.
Yeah.
And then
smoosh it
push it down and smoosh it, and you'll get a lot more layer onto your brush. Now you can still do this. So anyone that is new, I'm just going to grab myself a brush so you can see, or let me bring in also a ink dauber. So these are the other sort of ones that we will have on the website, which are just as good, and they just they blend beautifully. I just love the brushes because I think they're sort of quick and easy, and just lay down that gorgeous colour. So then I'm just going to use the side one here to take off that excess, and then we can go into our next colour. So my next one is soft heather.
Tell you what, these blend really nicely, don't they? I mean, they apply really nicely.
I really love them. They're just amazing. And then we're just going to go then in with that purple and just start building up that colour. And that's all you have to do. If you wanted to do a complete sort of background wash, which is even quicker, you can do that, and you can put the ink pad onto your glass mat and then just use your paintbrush to paint it on with.
So interesting that you're going like diagonally on yours as well, so I'm going like straight down the page of mine.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Is that because you've got... Well, it doesn't make any difference, I suppose, does it?
No,
really?
I just wanted to do a different design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason being, just a different design on there. Now, obviously, the more colour you put on, the more it builds up. So it's down to you how long you want to spend popping that colour on. But... You're having fun over there.
Yeah. No colours. Hi, just doing it.
You look proper professional with your pinny on.
Thank you. All the gear, but no idea. That's what they say.
So then I'm just going to, again, just use that side piece of card. And this is a really nice way because you start building up all these different tones of where you put that colour on.
Yeah.
You could also spray a little onto your brush. So just put it to the side here, just to spray a tiny little bit. If you want to get a little bit more colour off of there, then just use a little bit of wet. And then it will just help to take even more colour off.
Do you know what I find though? Both times I've used, because I'm using a different brush for the yellow, and then I've now finished the yellow and I've just wiped it off. There's nothing really comes off, so what you put on the brush goes onto your project.
They're so dense. Yeah, they're so dense, and that's why I say press quite hard and then smoosh it in, because you want to get a layer on there, because it doesn't go, and that's why they're easy to clean, because now I can do all this. Look, I'm not getting anything on there. They're so good, and I think that's why I like them, that you can use them with all sorts of colours without having to change them. Yeah. It's not like you need a brush for each colour, so they are so good. I mean, let us know at home if you've got any of them, because and what you prefer as well, because everyone has their own sort of ways that they like things.
Ben making a card, this should be good, says Louise. Louise, don't panic, I've done it before and failed many times. No, I'm actually not too bad now, I'm not too bad. Look out, Ben's getting serious, says Jane. And yay, the penny comes out, says Cindy. Ash says, I have these brushes, they're so good. It's good to see how they are being used, says Ash as well. They are brilliant. They're such fantastic brushes. And as I say, experiencing these lay down beautifully. So I've gone rosy apple, lemon meringue, now the waterfall. Yours is looking lovely, Debbie.
Yeah, it's got in a different colour. Now, because I had water on my mat, it's just gone onto there. I'm not worrying about that because we're going to emboss it and it's going to look totally different because we're also going to use some gilding wax as well.
Oh, yes.
Which, honestly, you wouldn't believe the excitement on Ben's face when I told him we were using gilding wax.
I love a bit of gilding wax.
Yeah, it's one of those amazing mediums, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now I sort of know how to use it a little bit better than I did before. When I was just like splodging loads on.
It's like that.
I've got 10 of those brushes, says Rhonda, and they are my go-to brush for blending.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, when they next come in, please, 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 to anybody that hasn't got them, make sure you pick them up because you won't regret it. They are absolutely amazing. So all I'm going to do now is put some of that yellow on the edge, and then I've just got my Sunrise Glow to go after this one. So it doesn't take too long to build up your colour, and it's taking me a little bit longer just because I'm using lots of colour. That looks amazing, Ben.
Yeah, I want a bit more red on mine. I feel like I've not put enough red on it.
You can put a bit more on.
And then we're going to spray it and stuff in a minute, are we?
So, no, we're going to emboss it.
Oh, emboss it.
Yes, no, we are going to spray it, but we're going to spray our fingertips and flick water on it. We're going to do a bit of faux bleaching as well.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely. So then I'm going to go into my Sunrise Glow and just finish that last piece there.
I really like that.
I love that. It looks very nice.
Does anyone else hold their breath when they're I'm putting this on? I'm like, breathe, Ben.
I was saying that the other day that I always remember everyone saying to me when I used to play sports, shut my mouth, because I used to stick my tongue out apparently when I used to play badminton. Yeah. And I used to apparently, every time I hit the shuttle, I used to have my tongue hanging out. Now, when you use these, all you need to do once you've finished with them, just go over, look at how much ink is coming out there. But then if I turn it over, you can't really see, but there's nothing more. Look, it's coming out clean on that edge. And now, if I just do that, it's dry, completely dry. It's so, so good, these brushes. But yes, I'm not going to keep selling them because we've not got none to sell. No. So that we will get them in stock and you will love them again. Right, so once we've got that far, then we're going to just spray onto our fingertips. So I like to just hold my fingers out like that, so we've got some water, and literally flick onto there. And you can do as little or as much as you want, however much you want. The more water you put on, the more it will absorb and give you a faux bleach effect, but it will really zap, it sort of absorbs all that water. And look at this, when I put this over the top, pick that all up and then peel back. Look at that. Are you Harry Potter over there?
Wingardium Leviosa. So we just think, oh, look, this is looking amazing.
I know, it's so good, isn't it?
So, so the longer you leave it...
Yes, the more it absorbs the water, and then when you put put that over the top, and then it creates these really amazing white pockets all the way over.
Woo!
Look at that, it's amazing, love that, absolutely love that. Right, now once we've done that, Ben, we've got a little strip of card. Now this is just to add detail to our card. So you've got a little bit with a little black, you should have one of those somewhere. Now what we're going to do is wherever you want it on your card, because we've already, now I've done Ben a sentiment as well. I've got a sentiment to put on here, so just decide where you want to put it. So if you want to put it down here, and this is where we're going to put our sentiment, and we have all the embossed there, then you want to do your colours that are similar to down here. If you want to do it up here, then you want to do your colours there. So I'm actually going to go mid about there, so I'm going to grab my purple one. So let's just grab those. And my blue, so let's do the purple. So I'm just going to go into the purple And all we're going to do is whichever way your ink is going. So you've pretty much got a yellow piece, so you could use any tone. If you wanted to do, let's say, the blue up above, or you wanted to bring the red down, do some red on it. So you can do whichever you want to.
So if I'm going here, I'm actually favouring it more down the bottom, maybe.
Yeah, looks nice there.
So they're like yellow and blue on there to create that green.
I would do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's all going to blend in, so yeah, you haven't got to worry too much. You can do really, as long as your colours are pretty much the same as what you're already using, it's going to look fabulous.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing just 2 colours, and I know when this goes on here, like here, it's just going to blend in that little bit into there. Okay. So let's pop those to the side. And then the fun bit with the embossing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Right, now what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you, because it's Beautiful Beginners, and I know I tell lots of people this, when you get your embossing folder, because we don't want to emboss on the white side, we want to emboss onto the coloured side, we want to make sure we're getting the proper embossing, not the deboss. If you deboss it, it's not too bad, because you're still going to get a nice effect. But what I always tell people is to open the folder up fully and run your hands across it. And what you will find is one part of the embossing folder, it's lumpy, so the lumps come up. This one I can feel, but actually it's flatter because the grooves all go inwards. The grooves that go inwards, that is always going to be the top of your folder, because it's the embossed piece that's raised that's going to push up into your card.
So I'm just looking here, and this will differ from folder to folder, but just so I've got this right with you, I'm feeling like the lumps on the one which has got the Crafter's Companion.
Yes, that's
so that goes on the bottom.
That's the back, yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's always the back of your card, yeah. It doesn't matter if you're just embossing a white piece of card or a black piece of card, because then it doesn't matter which way round it goes. But if you've got a colour piece like this, or you've got a mirror piece of card, it's really good to make sure that you know which side your embossing is on. So what we're going to do, first of all, is just place our piece into the embossing folder. Now I'm lining up there so you can see, but actually what I like to do is line it up while I'm looking at my front of my folder, because then I know exactly where I'm getting it inside that frame.
Okay.
So just bringing it up there, and then we can close it. So that's ready to emboss. Now I'm going to run it through the electric machine, and Ben has got the Gemini MIDI, so
yes.
you know that you can do it in either machine, whether you've got a manual machine or an electronic machine. With an electronic machine, you're only going to need 3 platforms. You're going to take away one of your white shims, and we're going to use our magnetic mat, our plastic shim, then your folder on top, and then we're going to place our top plate on the top of that as well. Now actually what you could do at this stage, Ben, is where you want this strip, we can place this in our embossing folder
and get
at the
the
same
emboss
time,
as well.
and you get the same embossing of where you want to place it. So I'm going to place mine about there.
Are you going to do it?
Yep.
Oh.
And then we're just going to be very careful when we close the folder, because we don't want to move it. So I normally leave my fingers in, hold that piece, and then go out. And then I know that's straight along there. Okay? Just going to wait for Ben to make sure he's got his done.
Pressure.
Pressure, under pressure.
Okay.
So
I'm using the Gemini MIDI, and this is simplicity without the electricity. So I'm just using my 3D embossing folder on its own, because you only need the shim with the 2D.
I know, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
So Ben's going to run his through, I'm going to run mine through as well. So whatever machine you've got, your 3D embossing folders are going to work through that. So all we're going to do now is take that out, and then we can see that amazing embossing. I mean, look at that. Not even had anything else put on it, just those colours. All that embossing that's in there is incredible. Look at that.
Oh.
And actually what's brilliant about it, Ben, is showing that whether you've got a manual machine or a electric machine, you're going to get that amazing embossed detail.
Yeah, brilliant that.
Yeah.
Oosh.
Incredible, incredible. Right, so let's take that out, and then we're going to use our gilding waxes.
Oh, yes. I forgot about this. Sorry. I don't know why I get so excited.
You get so excited on gilding wax. Right, now we've also got a little black piece here. So that one is going to go, so I'm going to take that out. That is going to go onto here, which is just going to create a little frame. So, and it just adds a little bit of interest. So we've still got that same embossed area,
yeah.
but we've just created that little frame.
And how handy is that? Sorry, sorry to interrupt, but so where that was now, because was thinking, oh, how am I going to know where to put that? But it's embossed where the card was on the card, so you can simply just place it back in there.
Yeah, absolutely. But actually, what we're going to do is put that black piece of card underneath.
Yeah.
And then when we've done that, we can then line it up just roughly where it goes. So it doesn't matter as long as it's roughly in the same place. So what we're going to do first is the gilding wax. Now, I think you've got silver which works really well with the colours that you've got, and I've got the gold one. You want the lightest touch. Now, we have got gilding waxes on the website. Yep. Whichever finger that you... So some people find this finger is light. I find this finger is my lightest touch. Yeah. I feel like I have more control with that. So put it on and then rub it off. You don't want too much on. So you want to start with minimal, and then we're just going to very, very gently rub that over the top.
They are on the show as well, actually, the individual gilding waxes. Just for Helen, says, what kind of cardstock has Debbie been using? So what cardstock have we been using for
We've been using watercolour cardstock.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use just smooth white cardstock, but I think because we're putting our ink, the Duet inks just work beautifully on your watercolour cardstock. They're just lovely. But yeah, if you've only got your white stamping card or your white card, that's going to look lovely as well. And
a question from Ash, she says, can I get the same effect with the shimmer ink pads, or do I have to use the ink that you're using with water? No,
absolutely with your shimmer ink pads. And actually, apart from your, I would say your quick drying inks, because they don't blend very well together. Right. You could use any ink pads.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, even your pigment ink pads. Your ink pads, your pigment ink pads are going to give a more chalky effect, and you can't faux bleach with your pigment ink pads, because pigment ink pads is your true colour that you're putting down. But any of your other ink pads, so your water reactive, your shimmer ink pads, and you can faux bleach with all those as well. So yeah, they'll look beautiful. And what will happen with your shimmer ink pads, they'll have like pockets of shimmer when you sort of spritz it with water. So really, really pretty.
Great questions, everybody. Thank you for all of these.
Yes, absolutely.
Ben, are the ink pads that Debbie is using on sale? Yeah, the Duet ink pads are on the show as well.
Yeah, they are.
And there's a 9-piece selection, so snaffle these up, because we were saying earlier as well, Debbie, they are, for beginners, the most sort of versatile ink pad, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they do everything. Yeah. They are a sort of hybrid ink, so you can do all your techniques with them. Leanne always says now, if somebody asks her what ink pads to use if they haven't got any, she would always tell them to get the Duets. Yeah. So, yeah, they are just a fabulous ink pad, and we don't do them in the same colour families as we do our other ink pads. So they're really good ink pads to have as a sort of backup as well to what you've already got. So I've just put in my, I think I've got enough on there now. So if I just put that to look at that, you can see that shine on there, which is beautiful. We're going to buff it, but what I also want to do is put some onto this strip as well. So once we've got some on there, we're going to put this on here and then start putting our card together. You having fun over there, Ben?
Yeah, I am.
I love that you love crafting.
Oh, I do. Do you know what? And it's kind of thanks to you guys, really, because I mean, obviously I get to hang out with you guys all day, but I would never have done this back in the day, and I know plenty of other craft presenters wouldn't do it, but I think hanging out with you guys, I've picked up a certain level of skill, but I'm not afraid to have a go. Yeah. Because if it goes wrong, I mean, I know we always say, but it's true. It's just a bit of cardstock. Yeah, and do you know what, Ben? I think the thing is, we're always so critical on ourselves. Exactly right. We're always worried that we're going to make a mistake and make a fool out ourselves or not do a good job, and then it's no fun. Yeah. And actually, crafting should be all about fun. Of course. It should never be getting you anxious. It should never make you worry that you've ruined a piece of card. You should never worry, like me, that you've made a mistake, because we all do it. And it doesn't matter. As long as you're having fun, as long as you're trying. I think now it's very different, because it's not like years ago. We didn't have all these YouTube tutorials and Facebook and pictures that we could see. We literally went to craft shows, see what someone was selling, go home and couldn't remember what they'd done. Yeah. And now it's so different, because we can actually go back and rewatch. We have amazing magazines that we can get lots of inspiration from. We do things like the template library, where everyone can now become such a good crafter just because we have the templates to allow us to do that. So we are all good crafters.
And I genuinely believe that, everybody is creative. Everybody, in some shape or form, we are all creative.
And as
right,
I say,
let's
enjoy
hold
the
this
process
up to the
here.
front so Jamie can pick this up because it's so pretty. Now look at that level of embossing and just how shiny that is.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But what's lovely about the gilding wax is although it touches the embossing, it's still showing all those true colour. Whoa, Ben, that's amazing.
Happy with that, actually.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Silvers work nice, like you say, with the colours.
It works lovely with those colours. So lovely. Absolutely lovely. So what we're going to do now, we're going to mat and layer. We've got our black card. We've got our card base, which is 5x7. Then we've got a piece of black card that is slightly smaller.
Yep.
So we're going to mat and layer that onto our black card.
And aren't embossing folders brilliant? As I know I keep saying this, but you know, you get your creator card dies, but embossing folders, one pass, you've got a beautiful card straight away, haven't you?
They are the most underused things. We don't use them enough. Embossing folders, I think, are your absolute core if you're a crafter. Because if you don't know what to do and you just want to have a play, you can make an absolutely unbelievable card by not putting anything else on it other than what we've done and a sentiment. And that's a massive difference when you haven't got to think sometimes too much. So you can be really creative and make something so amazingly stunning, but actually all you've used is sentiment, some inks and an embossing folder. Which sounds too simple, doesn't it? Yeah. But it's easy. And whether you're using them, so we could use this same card, but we could then start bringing in some of our other collections. So our Celebrate the Good Times collection that we've had on today, we can start bringing that in, and our alphabet, and putting that onto our card. And that's where your imagination then sort of gets carried away and you do all these amazing things. So we're just going to line that up and put that on side there. Now, because I've buffed it, just for anyone that hasn't seen the gilding waxes before, when you buff them, it makes them non-transferable. So once they're buffed, I won't be able to pick that up and it won't transfer anywhere. So make sure you do buff. Excuse me. And then we're going to do our black cardstock. So we're going to pop that one on.
Both beautiful, says Ash. Louise says, I never thought I would be doing paper crafting either, Ben. This is Louise who's joined us today, but it looks fantastic. Can you buy the embossing kit for the Gemini Mini? These won't go through the Gemini Mini, but there must be embossing folders on the website that will go through, but obviously they'll need to fit that size, and it's gone up my head now. 6x3, isn't it, the folder on the Mini?
Yes, 6x3, yep. Sorry, just grabbed a drink, got a tickle in my throat. 6x3 inches. I'm not sure, we'll have to ask Leanne if there's a plan to bring out that size folder. We have done them in the past. Yeah. But yes, we haven't got none at the moment. And if you can be patient, Louise, I'm sure at some point, you know, the machines will come back. The MIDI, the one that I've been using, is a brilliant machine. And when that comes back in, if you grab that then does open up lots more possibilities for you because it's that bigger size. Yeah, absolutely. And then all I'm going to do is open my card up and we're going to burnish from the inside. And that way I know that all that glue that we put on from our tape pen is going to really embed itself into our cardstock, and then none of that will come away. Excellent. And then all I'm going to do to finish, we're going to place our sentiment on the top. So we're keeping it nice and simple, but that does all the talking. I've just stamped out a birthday wishes to make that card finish, and that could go to anybody. It doesn't matter who that's for, but such a lovely way that you can do your embossing. How are you doing over there, Ben? Nearly done. Just peeling off the back of the foam pads here. Great job, says Jane, Ben and Debbie. Debbie, yours is beautiful, says Helen. Ben, surprised me. I never would have thought or used silver, but now I've seen both. I actually like the silver. Yeah, me too. Silver's lovely. And it does work really well with pastel colours, silver. Just while I'm peeling these off, I'm nearly done. Can you just remind Crafty Andy, she's just asked what we used for the inks. What were the inks that we used? Literally, just put them back on the shelf. Oh, so, never. Sorry, Jamie, you've gone to me and I've just walked away. I'm coming back. We've got raspberry ripple, waterfall, soft heather, lemon meringue, Spring Bud and Sunrise Glow. So they're all the colours that I use, and I think you use Waterfall.
I use Waterfall, Rosy Apple and Lemon Meringue.
Oh, lemon meringue. So those two and a Rosy Apple one, which is more of a sort of reddy colour. So yes, it's the Duet Ink pads, but all of those come in a set of 9, I think.
Set of 9, yeah.
So you can get them on, see them on the website.
Great price on those today as well, actually, if you do want to pick those up. There you go.
Look at that.
Woo.
Oh, you've got to be pleased with that, Ben.
I'm really happy,
amazing.
actually.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I just really enjoyed it, and as I say, crafting with these guys is an absolute pleasure, and yeah, that was fun. That was really good fun. Embossing folders, inks, gilding waxes, I mean, come on, what's not to love? If you want to go for the collection, does have that amazing carved wood folder in there, and as we said, you've got the Duet Ink pads on the show. I made a right mess over here. Duet Ink pads on the show, and also we've got some water reactives on the show too, plus check out the shop the day, shop the show for those gilding waxes as well. We are going to have a break, and when we come back, some more fun with you. Any other questions you've got as well, feel free to fire those our way, and don't forget, we've got about we'll have 20 minutes or so when we come back, and then make sure you stick with us because Debbie will be here for you for a half hour between 6 and half 6 with a crafty catch-up. So that should be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, get yourself to the checkout. Tomorrow, talking about fun, is going to be hilarious because one of your absolute faves is back in the building from Paper Dynamics, Mr. Keith himself, and here he is telling you all about what's coming up.
Hi everyone, it's Keith here from Paper Dynamics. Hope you can join me tomorrow at Crafters TV along with that Ben Moseby guy. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got some amazing products. So why not join me, Keith from Paper Dynamics, tomorrow on Crafters TV.
Hello, my name is Christine Mahoney. I love Crafters TV for so many reasons. Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects. That's what sells me on buying the products because they show us how to use them. I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course, and everyone involved in Crafters TV and Crafters Companion. And of course the interaction with all of the people that write in. I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much. So, cheers to my favorite crafting company of all time. You bring me such joy like the taste of this fine red wine. The products, the people, and Crafters TV bring me joy, make me happy, and you're all family to me. I love you all so very much. Now let's all stay in touch. Cheers.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar, or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hello everybody. In Crafters World, my name's Holly Collie. I'd just like to tell everybody how much my mummy appreciates and loves Crafters TV. They've really helped during the last couple of years when it's been a bit of a rough time. I know I'm the best dog in the world, but Crafters TV is the best company in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
The personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, you got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the lovely comments coming through. Jane's nightly joke. Hey Ben, did you hear that FedEx and UPS are now merging? They are going to go by the name Fed Up. Lol. Carol says, lovely card, Debbie. Great job, Ben. Love them both. Thank you. Sister P4 says, can you tell me if a return of Sanntangle is planned? I can't confirm or deny, but I would say highly likely is all I could say. I don't know either way, but I'd say highly likely that is going to happen. Pat says, hi, Ben, Debbie, the super talented crew, and all my lovely friends. Just got back and catching up on the show. Debbie and Ben, your cards are stunning, and I especially love both colour combinations. I'll put that one up there. Looking forward to Quiche tomorrow, says Evelyn, and Sister P4 says, wow, you've both inspired me to pull out my my embossing folders and give it a go. Right. Tiny treasures. Sarah also says, hello everyone, been travelling since last Friday to Myrtle Beach and back, missed loads. I see a new launch today. Yes, there is a new launch. If we get time, I was just seeing your comment saying, can you have a quick look at it? For get time, I will give a quick flick through at the end of the show. But Tiny Treasures. This is back. It is the full collection that you're going to receive here for £44 or $58.40. Such a cute collection. And let me start with the papers in here because these are just absolutely beautiful. And again, what I love about this is the fact that, Debbie, you've definitely got papers in here which are for those new baby cards, but there's plenty of papers in there, again, that you can use elsewhere, isn't there? Oh, so much so, yeah. They're so pretty. I mean, beautiful, beautiful papers. But not only, don't think of babies, think of things like your, what was I thinking of, like christening. Yeah. And then like first, second, third, fourth, 10th birthday. I mean, that's lovely. Can you imagine, like, a little boy that's just loves his animals and making a 5th birthday card? It's just a perfect paper pad, and I would absolutely say multiple buy the pads. That one, you'll just wish you got more of those. I wish I had more of that page. Beautiful, like hot air balloons you can snip into. You saw the page previously with the cute little rabbits on. I mean, mix that into your Easter collections as well. This is the point. But plenty of papers to be playing with. 12 designs, 36 sheets of each. Just look at my hands then, wondering what that was, because I've been busy, haven't I? Been busy. So that's your paper pad. This has been much talked about today, the mini alphabet. So if you have picked up our brand new collection today, the Celebrate Good Times, and you've got the alphabet in block caps, you've got it in here in the lowercase. So, and we put them side by side. They're a perfect match. So even if you don't want to go for the Tiny Treasures today and you've picked up that Celebrate Good Times, get this one in your basket and it will just afford you more craftability. I'll speed up a little bit here because I realise we're running out of time. Sun and Clouds, you've got the cute little stamped faces to pop onto those as well to bring those to life. Sentiments here in the form of super birthday. So you've got the little pennant die, you've got the hope your birthday is stamp, and then the super in die form. Numbers once again, and this set is lovely because you've got your ordinals there in stamp form too. You can create your own pennant there as well. So baby love will fit onto there, but stamp all the different sentiments onto there. And again, cross that over and use that with elements from today's brand new launch if you want to do that. Rainbow dies in this set. You've got all of your beautiful moons and stars and constellations in the shooting star stamp and die set. Build your own hot air balloon, which I just think is a genius die set. And then you're also going to receive all of your sentiments in the bundle of joy. So things like little lady, little man, it's a boy, it's a girl, time to celebrate, and even some cute little illustrations down here as well, the little footprints, the little bottle and the little safety pin. All very cute for £44 or £58.40. Let's see a quick demo on this and some finished samples with Debbie and Sarah. If I do get a chance at the end of the show, we'll quickly go through today's launch for you as well. But this launch recently has been so popular still, isn't it?
So popular, yeah, even now. I think it's one of those that everybody needs because there's always someone in the family that's going to have a baby, or a friend or a neighbour, or, you know, somebody that has that baby. And these are just beautiful. And not even just for baby, for first birthdays, second birthdays. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. How cute
Love
is that? It's so
I love the dangling balloon.
Yeah, literally, it looks like they're flying. So, yeah, absolutely love that. But there's rainbows in here. They've got the most beautiful papers. I love the fact that you can do it for a baby, but you can also just do a named card as well. Look at that, Kai. Let the adventures begin. It's just beautiful, beautiful designs. And the paper pad is so, so sweet. I'm going to be using these papers and snipping them as well in our little demo in the next half hour.
Yeah.
New baby girl there you've got. Just so many lovely bits that you can do. Now, let's get started and get a demo in before we get to the end of the show. So I thought we would use this one because I love this die. I think it's super cute. It looks amazing. And it's got the bunting. Now, this bunting you'll be using in all sorts of things. So I think it's lovely. So first of all, you've got this bit here, which is going to cut out your main topper. And then you've got your piece here. Now, the other thing I've done, and I've already done them because I know we're short of time, but I did do Eleanor in all the downsized letters. But I took one off because I didn't have a spare circle, and then I made the E. So that is the E, Ben, from the Celebrate the Good Times.
There you go.
So it shows that it matches perfectly to do your uppercase letters. So I've already done that one. So, and you can see I cut it out of these ones. So then we want one of these. I think I can still, yeah, I think I just still fit it in. I've got a spare one, if not, it's fine. And also you've got the little circle here, but I've already cut that out. So let me just bring in the little circle so you can see there. I'll show you what that's for in a second. Then you've got your baby. So that's the one we're going to use. We're not going to use the love. That cuts out the letters, but I just want the baby. And we're going to cut that out of white cardstock. And then the other thing I want to do is to cut out, now I've got my main pages here. So what I've done is I've matte and layered, I've took out the middle section of this one already. So just made a frame to go around the outside. Then pop that onto my card. Then I've got this cardstock here. And the reason I chose these colours, they were just in my stash of linen cardstock, and they match those beautiful animal prints. So if I bring the animal prints in, that sort of dark brown really draws your eye in, and then that green and pinks really work well in there as well. But what you can actually do is start to use these inside pieces. So I want another one of those, so you would then use that on the inside, cut that one out, but I do have one already. And then this one here, I've already cut that one out, so I'm going to use that one. That's for the top piece. And then I will have to cut out one of these ones. So we'll run that through. Now I'm going to use my Gemini Mini because it's easy to do. Most of these dies fit through the Mini, which is amazing. So it's just a case, offer that into the machine, wind the handle, and then you literally have it cut in seconds. So I've got that one there. And then we're going to do the baby. So let's cut the baby. And just have that inside. And again, because we can do it with the Gemini, it's just super quick. Another one there. And then just take that one out. There's our little release holes, so we can just pull that one out there. And that gives us our baby.
Fab.
And then you want to cut the baby out again out of another card and then matte and layer them, and that gives us this one here, which just gives us a little shadow on there. So we've got our baby, we've got our cutouts. Let's pop these together. So let me pop that there. And then what we're going to do is have these. So this one is going to have your baby. What I've actually done here, Ben, so in fact I'm going to do it and then show you first. So let's do this one. And then we're going to use this one as a shadow for the back. So we'll just have slightly shadowed. This piece goes on the top here. And then there is another die where it's on there still. This die here is the little handle. So we'll cut that out and show you. Let's take that again. And then just run that through. Oh, I wonder if we've got any, do we know if we've got any folders coming with our delivery this week? Ah, so maybe not yet. That's a shame, because I know we're all getting very low on our folders that we need.
Did you say where the dark brown card came from, asks Margaret Birch?
No, I didn't, and I don't know. Margaret, I'm so sorry. I've put all my cardstock together, and I'm not sure which cardstock it's from.
Okay.
Because I couldn't store them any longer, Ben. I was talking about it earlier, and I can't store them all in the boxes because I've just run out of room. So what I've done is I sorted them into colour coordination.
Right.
And that way I can just pick a card when I need it. So if I need a brown card, if I need a green card, I just do that. So I don't know where it's from, I'm afraid. I guess it could be one of the Halloween, because I think there was some brown cardstock in that. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just a case of looking through the linen cardstocks that we've done.
The Thankful and Blessed had some of that sort of colour in
Oh,
there,
it could be, yeah, Thankful and Blessed,
or
yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this piece will then go across the top. So we're just going to use the glue again, just to give that a little bit of a lift. So that goes across your top there. How cool is that? It's such a great way to have that sort of pennant. I'll just wipe my glue away. And then your baby will go onto there. But what I have done, I'll bring it in, Ben, that little dot is what goes on the top to make it's like you're now hanging the picture frame up.
Yep.
And then I've stamped the girl, so you've got the boy and the girl stamp on here. So I've stamped girl down onto there, and it then means that our baby will go on the top there, like so.
Cute.
So let's just stick all our cards together. Let's pop that there.
In the next half hour, you're going to do more on the tiny treasures, aren't you? Did you say?
I am, yes. In fact, we're going to be using the paper pad. We're going to be using the hot air balloon as well. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we're just going to have a little chit-chat, which will be good.
Other suggestions are dark brown cardstock. Our Beck says Wild at Heart. That did, yeah, it did. And Sarah says there's some dark brown card in the Ladies Through the Ages collection pads as well. So there you go.
Oh, yes, there is, yeah.
If we don't get a chance in this show, and I know I feel like I'll be piling you a lot on, Sarah's asked if we can just go through the boards on the Celebrate the Good Times collection. Might you do that in your half hour if you get a chance?
I don't mind that at all.
Because she's bought the showstopper and just wants a bit more of a close-up look.
Absolutely.
Sarah, we'll roll it over into Debbie's show. Just to say, so if wherever you're watching us right now, this show will come to an end in about 4 minutes' time. Then we'll be back up again at 6, so just refresh your YouTube page or refresh Facebook, and then you'll see a new feed for the half-hour show with Debbie. So it'll be a demo of the Tiny Treasures, and just for you, Sarah, because we don't want to leave anyone disappointed, we'll go through the collection for you as well. Just go through the board so you can see what that's all about.
Right, so we're just going to do all our mats and layers. Can you see today I've liked all my mats and layers, been doing lots of mats and layers. I do like them. I think it really draws your eye into what you're looking at and makes your card beautiful. So
I've really enjoyed today, Debbie. It's been a lovely day.
It has been a lovely day.
And as much
yeah,
as I'm excited to work with Keith tomorrow, I feel sad that I only get you for a little bit tomorrow. I've got to contend with the crafty hurricane all day.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, it's been, although it's been a fun day today, it's been a lot calmer than what you'll have tomorrow. So we're just going to place that like that. We're going to have a bit of a wonky picture frame going on. And then we're going to pop our baby on. So let's use our dotty tape pens. So nice and easy to do the sentiment. And that will just go onto there. And then all we've got then left to do is to put our Eleanor. And then what I'm going to do, so that's the name of my little granddaughter. Eleanor. Or because she's Mexican, it sounds like they call her Elena.
Elena.
They say Elena. Elena. But it's Elena. Elena to me. Elena. Yeah, and funny enough, my other granddaughter come round with a T-shirt on that said Elena, and I was like, "You've got Elena's name on your T-shirt."
Oh, really?
And my daughter said, "No, that's Elena." And I said, "Oh no, that is Eleanor, but it's said different here because of our pronunciation."
How confusing. Elena, Eleanor.
Eleanor. Yeah, Elena.
Eleanor, A-R.
L-E-N.
Yeah, that's what I mean. E-L-E-N-A-R.
No,
and then you've got an A there.
It's not Elena, it's Eleanor.
That's what I mean.
Elena.
Elena?
Yeah.
But you're saying they pronounce it Elena. I thought Eleanor was E-L-E-N-O-R.
No, it's because it's not Elena, but that's how they talk. It's their pronunciation.
Yeah.
Elena.
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 Elena. They say yes. There we go. There's Eleanor's card.
Absolutely brilliant. A fantastic demo with that collection. And we're just about done on this show. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So, Debbie, you're obviously back here again in about 5 minutes.
I certainly am.
And then tomorrow, you're here later on, aren't you?
I am, yes. So my last day tomorrow before Easter. I've also got a craft together tomorrow,
Yes.
which we're going to be looking at embossing folders, so which is going to be really good fun. But yes, tomorrow I'll be back in the building later on. So yeah, you'll have Keith. So I'll be I'm sandwiched between you and Keith tomorrow.
Cool. Nobody wants that, do they? Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Loads of love coming through just for all of that last little demo there. Thank you, everybody, for all your fantastic comments. We're back in about 4 minutes' time with Debbie on the Crafty Catch-Up. Refresh your feed. Debbie will see you in a mo. I'll see you tomorrow with Keith. Wish me luck. For now, see ya.